All right, it is time for a look at your music headlines. Lori Logan is joining us now in studio. And I know everyone's talking about One Direction. We'll get to that in just a minute, but let's go to some local news that we have right now. We're learning more about the headliners for the Squamish Music Festival.
Yeah, Squamish Valley Music Festival. They just released their daily schedule and they announced a bunch of new artists as well. So if you can't make it for the entire weekend, you can just go and grab your day passes. They go on sale as of today at 10. So we've got Sam Smith,
yes,
Friday night. We've got Drake on Saturday and Mumford & Sons closing out the show on Sunday night. So really great lineup.
Yeah, and what are those tickets going at right now?
About $150 for a day pass, and then if you're looking for a weekend pass, it's going to go about $350.
Yeah. And I understand that they're also announcing some of the additional artists, obviously not just the headliners. There's other ones throughout the day that we can all enjoy. So who are some of them?
Some of the additional artists, we had Elliot Brood that was announced, Current Swell, we had ASAP Rocky, we had a really cool band out of Sweden called Galantis as well. If you like to, you know, blow the disco whistle every once in a while, you might want to check those guys out. So there's definitely something for everybody.
Okay. And I mean, is this kind of becoming like one of the music festivals now?
Absolutely. I mean, it takes a couple of years for a music festival to really grow into something successful, and Squamish Valley Music Festival has definitely done that. Last year, they just expanded their area, so we've got 4 different stages over, they say it's 3 days, but really it kicks off on Thursday with sort of a locals night. So 4 days, and of course you can't beat the setting. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Do you think that's the draw, just kind of like the beauty of where you are?
I think for some of the artists it could be. I mean, Sam Smith, that's going to be 3 times in 1 year that he's here.
Yeah.
I think he's got a little something for Vancouver.
Maybe, or maybe he's just trying to, he's a good business mind.
Or he's just hustling hard. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and now we're also learning about Celine Dion. She's kind of been away from the headlines for a while, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, she's been on hiatus for the past 6 months or so. Her husband is dealing with throat cancer, and this is his second bout with throat cancer. So she actually decided to take some time off from her residency at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. And, you know, she had an interview the other day talking about her husband. She's been caring for him, feeding him through a tube 3 times daily.
Wow.
And she broke down in the interview, and I think the part of the interview was to talk about her return to her residency at Caesar's Palace, but if her husband's not feeling better, I don't know if that's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, a second time are we getting an idea of how bad it is this time?
She hasn't really released those details, but her breaking down in an interview doesn't really make it sound too great. But she is on contract with Caesar's Palace till 2019.
Okay.
So at the end of August, she's expected to return to the stage with a brand new show.
All right, well, let's hope that everything's okay and that he makes a healthy recovery. All right, now we're also hearing that U2 may soon be making an appearance here in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah, this is really exciting. Of course, they're going to be kicking off their tour here at Rogers Arena May 14th and 15th, but they're going to be in town early, and speculation is that they could be in town as early as next month.
Wow.
Yeah, Bono's wife, Allie Hewson, sort of let the cat out of the bag the other day that Bono was feeling a lot better after his bike accident.
How is his hand?
He has said that he does not know if he will play the guitar again.
Okay.
So
he would just be doing vocals then?
He's still got his pipes. I'm not too sure if he'll be playing the guitar. They just did their first performance last week at a friend's funeral. Oh. So it wasn't a major performance, but that was the first time he had performed since his accident, you know, last fall.
That's
so
exciting.
It's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
You know, kicking off this tour. They've got a lot to prove.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing them when they were in Edmonton a few years ago, and it was just an amazing show. So let's all hope that he's healthy and that this is all going to go ahead as planned, because U2 fans, they would be in for a treat.
Yeah, and I mean, they've, you know, kind of upset some fans by downloading their album without permission onto people's iTunes catalog recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I think this is a really important tour for them, and kicking off here in Vancouver, you know, they want to have good reviews. There's some rumors maybe that they might do some sort of promo here as far as maybe a appearance or
okay, well, we will stay tuned for that.
Surprise show. I mean, just rumors.
All right. Now, the big elephant in the room when it comes to music news here, One Direction, Zayn Malik, People are going crazy here.
Yeah, One Direction has gone into two directions.
There's so many puns with this one.
Yeah, you know, they're one of the biggest bands in the world. Last year, they had the highest grossing tour, $290 million. And I think that's why the music industry is talking about it so much, not just the teenage girls, because generally with boy bands and girl bands, they don't last that long.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of pressure that they're under, and we actually have a clip of Harry Styles. He was just on stage, and he actually broke down. Let's take a listen to that. So apparently, the fans there were yelling Zayn Malik's name, and I guess it was just too much to take. I don't know the gravity of the whole situation, and as you can see, obviously he's very emotional there.
Yeah, I could see them being emotional, and also these guys have been on tour so much. They've been around for 5 years. They've released 4 albums. They've been touring nonstop. There's a lot of stress and pressure, and as you know, as I mentioned, you know, generally these bands don't seem to last for that long. And so what happens is quite often one member will leave and then the band sort of crumbles after that. It happened with, you know, the Spice Girls and a few other boy-girl bands out there. So we'll see what happens with them in the near future.
All right, Lori, thanks so much for joining.